was gonna go. So, all right, here we are. Round 4 of the Vintage Challenge up against Mergen Devinasander. Mergen Devinasander. All right. Let's battle. This hand's unfreaking real. Keep. Doesn't have a blue source or a blue card to pitch to force, but we're just gonna jam anyways. Jamming, not jamming here is for the weak. Why do you play a combo deck if you don't jam here? There's 4 force. There's at most 4 forcibles in someone's deck. And they're not even guaranteed to be playing a force will deck. The percentage chance they have a force will is lower than the percentage chance that they don't have a force will. So we are gonna jam. We will unfortunately not be able to jam if they have a mental misstep for this mana vault. We did not. So we jamming. Fair and balanced Magic the Gathering. I'd like to draw 3 and make 6 mana. I guess let's make 5 mana. Look at that, it resolved. We didn't really get anything off that. Except for we can hard cast Force of Will. Which is pretty good. Oh, I should not have... Yeah, I mistapped there slightly, I think. Fine. Alright, we have a turn 1 Force of Will and like 7 million mana. I mean, drove through 3 cards, so. Pretty good. Pretty good. Maybe we didn't mistap there. No, we were supposed to tap Mana Vault and then use the key to untap Mana Vault. Well, that results in the same place. So, it didn't really matter. So now, our opponent, with 8 cards in hand, has to choose how he wants to combat me having 3, 5, 7, 8, 9 mana on turn 2. He doesn't know we don't have any Magic the Gathering cards that do anything, but we don't. We have none. It's like really hard to draw worse than that PO, but I mean, we're gonna have to draw those cards anyway, so we might as well draw them all off the PO. What does... Oh, Gemstone Mine. That's not a common card to see in Vintage. I wonder what he's doing. He could be playing 5-color humans. He could be playing 5-color Reanimator thing. He could be playing... Those are the ones that instantly come to mind for me. I'm not sure if anyone else in chat has a different idea of what he could be playing. But I haven't seen a Gemstone Mine yet in the year, so I've been playing. I will say you're not allowed to draw 3 cards. Unfortunately, we couldn't pay for a plus. Well, he didn't have any mana, so it doesn't really matter. So he went Gemstone Mine Ancestral. Burning Oath. He has a Lotus as well. Okay. It's kind of unfortunate we had to counter Ancestral. I don't really like to, but at that point, it's pretty free. Especially if he leads with Gemstone Mine, it makes me think he doesn't have cards that matter too much. We'll take our 1 from Vault here, and then if there's no reason to use it, then we'll just untap it with Key later. We drew a pretty good one. It's pretty high up there. So, draw 3. We'll draw 2. we will play a Pearl, play a Bauble. I guess, yeah, we're never beating a Fluster now anyways, so we're gonna cast Time Walk, and then next turn snap Ancestral. No, next turn we'll snap Pio. So we'll cast Time Walk now, and then we'll snap Pio. I guess it could be something like 2-card Monty, right? Oh, I untapped the wrong thing. I meant to tap the Mana Vault. Whoops. It's unfortunate. It means I'll have less mana to work with next turn. I just clicked the wrong one. I guess we'll take the 1 anyways, in case we draw a Time Vault. So, an interesting thing here is we could use the repeal on the Lotus so that we don't have to play around Flusterstorm. I mean, not that we can't like actually play around Flusterstorm, but so that we just like don't have to think about Flusterstorm. But I think that might be a waste of a repeal, seeing as we can repeal our Snapcaster Mage and Ancestral later. I'm gonna hope this kills him. We'll see though. No, he did have Fluster, huh? Oh, he has a Hurkyl's Recall. Okay. So his Hurkyl's Recall counters almost all of Pio. I still get to bounce a Snapcaster and draw a card. Problem with Hurkyl's Recall here is that I'm just replaying this all, and then we're gonna cast Snapcaster and Ancestral instead, so... He did stop me from drawing 6 cards, so it's definitely a win in his book, but... I should have passed the... He would have just flustered if he had Fluster, but... Yeah. Well, I had mana floating as well, right? Ooh, wow, I drew all blanks there. It's not all blanks because I did hit Lotus, which lets me repeal my Snapcaster and give some more shots. Now we'll snap back a Thoughtcast. We have another Thoughtcast and an Academy. It'd be really sad if we die. I'd like to draw Thoughtcast and Academy. So we'll play a Delta, and we'll crack and take a look at... Get a City of Brass on top. Interesting. So we drew a lot of lands there and didn't kill him, unfortunately. He has a... Yeah. Oh, I did it too early. I wanted to do it on his main phase, but I did it too early. I'm playing a little sloppy right now. I should drink less of this 8% alcohol. My bad. So if we die here, we die here. We always can crack our fetch. The good thing about cracking on our turn and drawing our Thoughtcast is that if we can crack our fetch, spin our top, and see if there's a Forcible on top of our library. So we made some good plays there and some slight missteps along the way. It's likely we just want to crack our fetch end of turn and untap our mana vault. I mean, it's very, oh, we might just die. It's kind of unfortunate. Man, failing to combo off from that situation is like pretty unlucky. So he gets what? Dark Petition here? Well, he can't cast Dark Petition. What's he get here? He gets Yawgmoth's Will? I guess that would do it. I guess we're gonna go search for a Force of Will. Man, losing this game is gonna be really tilting. It's pretty sad. Both of those baubles would be preordains in another deck. Oh, we hit Force MPO. Alright, never mind. We're just kind of gods and we'll just continue drawing like absolute maniacs. Except on our POs for 7. Those we don't draw like absolute maniacs. Ah, yes. Classic. We'll untap our mana vault and we'll play our top and float an extra blue mana. Play our opal. I already attacked with Snapcaster. We'll draw like 10. We'll probe and we'll make sure that his last card doesn't do anything. It's Time Walk. It doesn't do anything. And we have now successfully won the game. See if we can get him to concede to that. If he doesn't concede, we'll just... I mean, he knows we have a Snapcaster. Oh, I don't want to play that out. It's going to take too long. Looks like he's going to make us play it out, which is his choice. He's allowed to do that. We're just going to kill him with Snapcaster. A little rude of him to do that, but he's ahead on clock. And it is a vintage challenge, so definitely a choice you're allowed to make. So it looks like he's some kind of storm deck. Oh, he's done. He's seen enough. Some kind of storm deck. Burning Oath, you say? Was that like an Oath storm deck? I've never really seen this before. He's got Dark Rituals. There's like Dark Rituals and Oath cards, and then like a Tendrils Kill on his board or something. He did Burning Wish for Yagwa, so that's in his board. I don't know, I need to see a list. I don't think I've played versus this one before. Oh, so you're playing like a Grizzlebrand combo deck. Interesting. That's pretty cool. I've never seen that before. 4 defense grid, huh? So it's just like 2 clusters, and you're not playing DPS, right? I mean, not DPS. You're not playing Dark Perdition, right? Or are you playing Dark Perdition? There's like no list from this century. Do you play Dark Perdition in this deck? That's my question. I don't like. We're currently 2-1, and we just won game 1 against what Cody's calling Burning Oath. I don't really know. I've never really played against it. Yeah, MTG bot is seen better days for sure. I don't know. I guess we'll just board in some Flusterstorms, and we'll keep in our. Do we keep in Blightsteel Kill, even though we know he has a Hercules Recall on this deck? It's some combo Oath deck. Yeah. I mean, he can only have like what, 1 Hercules Recall on his deck, so. I mean, I guess we can board out like a Snapcaster. We'll flip Erayo, so we don't need to worry about that. This hand doesn't really do much, but it's fine. It's got lands and artifacts and spells and Force of Will, so. All we saw were Dark Rituals and Power, and he Burning Wished for Yawgmoth's Will. That's all we saw last game. He only had Ancestral, Lotus, Time Walk, Dark Rit, and some 5-color lands. Ancestral on my upkeep. I'm pretty ready to counter this one again. I need time, unfortunately. I don't really have gas. I might die because I counter that, but I don't. Ooh. Unfortunately, we're gonna just. That's fine. I think this is fine. We're gonna spin our wheels for a little bit on this, but it's not the worst thing. It's a little bit of wheel spinning, but I mean, he could trap us here. I don't really care if he traps us here. We have 2 more POs on the top of our library, or 1 more PO on the top of our library. We can go again for 2. I'm inclined to go again for 2. We didn't really get very far. We drew a bunch of lands again. It's possible that was a little greedy, but we weren't going to have anything anyways. Looks like we're getting oathed, and I don't have another blue card for force because I have 2 lands in hand. It's pretty awful. Pretty awful. See, if I had a crypt, those POs would be much better, but it's really pretty unfortunate. It means he gets a Grizzlebrand and we lose. This is like how I get punished for countering Ancestral. It's definitely possible I wasn't supposed to counter Ancestral. He's got Cities of Solitude in his deck. Two, 7. Yeah, it's definitely possible that I might have made a misplay by countering his Ancestral. Problem is, if I don't counter Ancestral, he's like much more likely to have just Defense Grid on turn 2, which I also have to counter. Doesn't really change very much. Our POs were just like one card too small every time. They were just like really bad Thoughtcasts. I assume this gets Yogg-Will again, and then I'll just concede, probably. Yeah, I'm good here. I don't really think there's any merit to like Hormod's Crypt just for Yogg-Will out of the Burning Wish. Ooh, I think I'm just gonna run this back again. Oh, I should maybe bring in Craft Digger's Cage. That's a reasonable one. I was trying to submit before this thing goes. I should probably board out my Yogg-Will if I'm gonna do that. Alright. I don't know why I didn't board in Craft Digger's Cage the first time. That was like a really big punt. But I didn't draw any of the cards that I would have boarded it in for, so it's probably fine. I mean, it's not fine. I should definitely play better. But, yeah, if he's Yogg-Willing and Oathing, I guess I should have Craft Digger's Cage in my deck. Seeing that's the whole reason it's in my sideboard is for these kind of matchups, so. So it looks like he's just got, like, probably what, like Ancient Grudge and Defense Grid? And maybe Mind Break Trap or something? I don't know. He's a Defense Grid deck, right? Like a 4x Defense Grid deck. He's got City of Solitude too. So he's obviously not boarding into Counter Magic. Is it then incorrect for me to bring in Flusterstorms versus him? It could be incorrect for me to bring in Flusterstorms versus him. But I mean, he still has all his powerful cards. Are you assuming, does he not have Force of Will and Misstep in his deck? He had Dark Rituals, which makes me think he's like more combo than maybe a typical build would be. It's definitely possible he's more combo than I think he is. Unsure. Don't have very many games against this. Not 100% sure. We've been fizzling out pretty hard versus him. His hand's not great, but I think it's a keep. One more artifact gives us a Mentor next turn. A Mentor with, granted... I mean, a Mentor with Flusterstorm backup and no follow-up besides a Thoughtcast on the next turn, but we have Flusterstorm and Force in this hand. I'm going to keep this one for sure. I think I'm going to lead Island Mox Opal because I don't want him to have Mox Ancient Grudge on my Seat of the Synod. Though I would then Flusterstorm it. So maybe it's fine to lead Seat Opal. The plus side to leaving Seat Opal... Is there a plus side to leading Seat Opal? I guess the plus side is if I draw Tolarian, but then I can't cast things anyways. The plus side to leading Seat Opal is if I draw another Seat and I want to Thoughtcast. I think I'll lead Seat Opal. More water. Ruby resolves. Ancient Grudge. Burning Wish. Do I let Burning Wish resolve? What's the worst thing he can get for me? Gathering Spree would be pretty bad. Flusterstorm covers that pretty hard. I wonder if there's any reason to let it resolve. This is like way more efficient use of mana, right? So, say he gets anything good like that, then I just... Yeah, empty is a good reason. I think it's not a good reason. I'm just gonna counter it. I'm not sure that's right. This is a good use of mana, though. This doesn't let me cast Thoughtcast yet, unfortunately, still. I'm not sure that's correct. I mean, obviously, anything he gets with that, I can then Flusterstorm, but if I want to play Mentor... Thing is, if I want to play Mentor next turn, I still have to draw something that lets me have Flusterstorm back up, so it doesn't really matter. So I would like Seat. Seat's probably a great draw. Mox is a great draw. Non-Mox Opal Mox is a great draw. Yeah, you go to Vampiric Tutor. I have no counter for Vampiric Tutor. I'm gonna have a counter. I'm not using it on Vampiric Tutor though. Let you use your card disadvantage. We're looking for a Mox here, I think. Top is awkward. Top is really awkward. I have 3 mana, 3 artifacts, so I can cast Thoughtcast here, but if I miss a blue, it's pretty bad for me, so I don't think I'm supposed to. Next turn I can cast Thoughtcast and Mentor, so it doesn't really make sense to use... Doesn't make sense to Thoughtcast here. So, upsides to spinning now. I think there's some upside to spinning now. That's pretty bad. We're definitely going to have a Seat first. Yeah, we're playing against Burning Oath. I don't really know what's going on because it's not something I've ever played versus, actually. I think this is my first time ever playing versus it. So I'm kind of struggling on my lines, but... Soul Ring. So is he like a PO deck too? Mana Vault. PO? Oath of Druids? I have a freaking Monastery Mentor in my hand. Of course I have to counter Oath of Druids. That's super frustrating. So I'm trying to win this game with a Monastery Mentor. And I have I have 3 lands on the top of my library. If I don't have Thoughtcast, this is definitely a bait, right? I could not play Mentor and play Thoughtcast for 1 and then spin again. But he cast Vampiric. What did he cast Vampiric for? He could have cast Vampiric for Oath. He could have cast Vampiric for Forbidden Orchard as his last card. He could have cast Vampiric for... He wouldn't have cast it for Soul Ring or Mana Vault. He had plenty of mana to start. So it's either Oath or the last card in his hand. I would just counter this if it wasn't... If my top of my library wasn't so bad. And because I have a Mentor as my one card that matters in my hand. Alright, I'm going to counter it. Because I want to win with Mentor. My only assumption can be that he tutored for Oath or Forbidden Orchard, so let's spin again and see if the 3rd card in the top of our library got any better. Holy crap, we hit another Seat of the Synod. Wow. That's incredibly unlucky. I mean, we're gonna run this out there. If he has a second Oath, like if he has a second Oath. We get to upkeep top on top. So we get to make at least 1 guy next turn. So, I mean, not terrible, but it depends on what he top decks, I guess. Brainstorm's pretty good. He could lock himself, though. If his top 3 cards aren't very good, he locks himself out of this game pretty hard. And if his top 3 cards are good blue cards, it's going to be a little hard, too. Unfortunately, we just have 3 just garbage Magic cards on the top of our library. So it was Forbidden Orchard. This means he's going to play an Oath. He drew another Oath anyways. Fuck off. Pretty good brainstorm. Pretty good brainstorm. This is like a really crappy way to lose out of this tournament, but not much I can do about it. Well, we couldn't really have drawn worse this game, so it's definitely unfortunate, but unfortunately, I couldn't get him down to 7. So he does get a draw with his Grizzlebrand. I guess I can just play this Seat. I really was hoping to get him to 7 there. Like, draw. If I had a Thoughtcast in my top 3, then I get to churn through. But I just had another blank on top. At least it was an activation, I guess. Maybe he'll run out of cards in his deck. Nope. So he put back Orchard Grid. I would have loved if he cast Wheel. Wheel would have been so good for me. I assume he draws down to 3. This is an unfortunate turn of events. So I kept Force, Bluster, didn't draw. I didn't draw very many spells, huh? Yes. Mishra's Bobble. If I can present a wide enough board, right? No, the problem is he gets 2 draws and probably just kills me. Alright. Got a show and tell on the top of his library. Absolutely fine. Show and tell all you'd like, friend. I guess the problem is if he's 7... I guess the problem is if his 14 doesn't kill me, then he dies to Mentors. He goes back up to 10, and I play a top, and it's lethal. Alright, I have no stake in this game. Not no stake. I have no more actions to make in this game, so it's all up to him. See what he does. Draws 7 once. How good is your first draw 7? We know that one of his cards is Show and Tell, which doesn't do anything. I guess Show and Tell could put in a second Grizzlebrand and let him block, which is pretty good, actually. It means I can't. It means it's really hard for me to make a... At least this next turn I draw 2 cards, gets rid of one of the seats, and I get to play a top and look at 2 deeper instead of 1 deeper, so... If I get another turn, anyways. I'm at 12, so all he needs to do is storm 6, so... I mean, there's really no reason for him not to draw another 7, because he knows I have top, which is lethal. He knows I have lethal. So if his first 7 is not good enough, he should be drawing another 7. He's got Mox Opal, so that means he definitely has 2 POs in his deck at least. I don't know. We're gonna let him tank on it, because we have 0 cards. Oh no. Dr. Rich Shea here to steal all my viewers? I don't mind it. He's a pretty entertaining guy. I'm going to be very, very surprised if we win this game, but I'll also be very, very happy if we win this game. So... Show and Tell second Grizzlebrand. That's unfortunate for us. That's really unfortunate for us. We don't have very many attacks through a Grizzlebrand that are lethal. If we hit PO and he didn't draw like Force or anything, maybe we still have a shot here. Seems like he has responses still. Alright, spin baby spin. What we got? That's acceptable. I need a miracle. Somebody save me. Right now, we have 3, 4, 6, 8. No! That doesn't matter. That's actually better for us. Yeah, that resolves. I don't care about that. I still get to draw a card, so... 3, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Block the largest. 9, gain 7 is 2. Currently I deal 2 damage, and each one of these I will deal 4 more damage. So I just need to cast 1 more spell and I have lethal, I believe, if that's how my math worked out. So this is always getting blocked, and he's going to 17. So my other cards need to do 17 damage. 1, 9. So I need to deal 8 damage, so I need to do 2 spells. I mean, if he doesn't have a mental misstep here, I think this is going to be lethal if I hit a spell. Right? I could be doing this math wrong. If I take Mana Crypt, I play Mana Crypt. 1, 5, 9, 13, 17. Exactly 17 damage. I think that's just lethal. And I mean, obviously PO is a great alternative, so. What you got, brother? Slice and dice? Yes! Let's fucking go! Hell yeah! Oh, man. Oh, baby. Let's